You guys have been asking for this one non-stop. It took some time, but I finally found 3 intense stories that happened during school lockdowns. It was a regular, boring Friday afternoon in calculus, 7th period. The weekend was just around the corner, and spring break was about to start. Everyone was restless, fidgeting in their seats. Unlike some of my friends in other classes, we didn't have a test that day. Our teacher, who was super chill, decided to play some games with us on Sporkle. We were doing a brand logo quiz. I remember it clearly. My friend had just answered Adidas when everything changed. Suddenly, the dean's voice came on the loudspeaker. He sounded panicked, not like his usual self. He told all teachers that this wasn't a drill and to go into lockdown immediately. I remember the chills running down my arms as even our relaxed teacher jumped into action, turning off the lights and rushing us to the back of the classroom. We sat there in total silence for about 2 minutes. Then, the low hum from a panel in the back of the room suddenly stopped. The power had been cut. That's when we realized things were serious. A few more minutes passed. Then we heard someone screaming in the hallway. It wasn't just shouting, it was deranged, terrifying. A man's voice, yelling at the top of his lungs, getting closer. 2 girls in the class started crying, which only made the fear worse. The man was slamming the lockers, screaming that he would kill us all. At that moment, I was genuinely afraid for my life. The teacher whispered for everyone to stay quiet. Then the banging moved from the lockers to our classroom door. One of the girls couldn't take it and let out a scream. The man started pounding harder, yelling, "Open up," while 2 girls sobbed uncontrollably. It felt like forever, but eventually, the noise faded. He moved down the hallway, still shouting like a madman until we couldn't hear him anymore. Maybe 10 minutes passed, though it felt like half an hour, before the dean came back on the intercom and explained what had happened. He told us that a mentally unstable man had entered the building and attacked the front desk receptionist. She managed to run out screaming. Nobody knew if he was armed. This was before the school had cameras or real security, so it was way too easy for someone like that to get inside. The staff had searched the building but couldn't find him. Teachers were told to continue class, but to keep the doors locked and not let anyone leave. The scariest part? That night, a janitor found a man sleeping in a storage closet at the back of the school. Rumor had it that he had a .44 Magnum sticking out of his pocket. The janitor must have startled him, maybe by leaving the door open, because by the time police got there, the guy was gone. None of us ever found out if he was caught. I just hope he got the help he clearly needed. My school had 2 lunch periods. 6th graders and some 7th graders had first lunch, the rest of the 7th and all 8th graders had second. The lockdown happened in early October. It was a gray, rainy day. During the first lunch period, I heard 4 loud booms. At first, I thought it was thunder, but then the whole lunch crowd started screaming. I figured they were just overreacting, until campus security rushed in, shouting at everyone to get into the multipurpose room. Kids in the lunch line had to ditch their food and run inside. I went in with my friends, along with a huge crowd of other students. Everyone was asking what was going on. The back wall of our multipurpose room was made of see-through glass. As we were herded in, campus staff started pulling the curtains closed and standing by all the exits. My friend Eric, just as curious as the rest of us, asked one of the adults what was happening. When he came back, he told us that a mentally unstable man had barricaded himself outside his house, right across from the school, and was threatening to kill police and take his own life if they evicted him. He had been watching students in a creepy way earlier. To make it worse, Eric said the guy was a registered sex offender. We were stuck in that room for a full hour, missing 2 periods. Eventually, we were led back to class, 1 group at a time. Later, I found out that this guy actually lived next door to my friend Brandy. She told me something messed up. The Halloween before, she saw him in his window, cutting his arm and writing in his own blood on the glass, "Don't come here or I'll kill you." At the time, people thought it was just part of some twisted Halloween decoration. But after what happened, we realized he was seriously disturbed. Thankfully, he never got close to any of us. I'm 22 now, fresh out of college. I recently landed a job at my old high school as a kind of computer tech intern, working in the school basement. The basement was messy and disorganized. but the little office space down there was actually pretty nice. 3 desks, a couple mini-fridges, a flat-screen TV, and air conditioning. None of the students or teachers got AC, so this place was a hidden gem. It also housed all the school servers and tech equipment. I got the job thanks to 3 of my old computer teachers. They really liked me and helped set everything up. For the most part, the job was great until a few weeks ago. My 2 co-workers, Dave and Gary, were upstairs working on some paperwork. I was alone in the office, eating lunch, when I got a phone call from the front office. The woman on the line told me the school was on lockdown, someone potentially armed was inside. There wasn't much I could do. The office didn't even have a real door, just a big open entryway, and the main basement door didn't lock. I turned off the lights and my computer monitor, kept my phone close, and texted both Gary and Dave. They didn't reply. I sat there in the dark, playing games on my phone, waiting for the all clear. After about 20 minutes, the basement door creaked open. The sound echoed through the entire space. I froze. Someone came running down the stairs. Their footsteps headed straight for the office. I pushed back my chair and crawled under the desk. Whoever it was entered the room but didn't turn on the lights. It was dead silent. I could hardly breathe. I felt like one wrong move would get me killed. Then, my phone buzzed with a new text. The sound cut through the silence like a gunshot. Footsteps moved toward me. I panicked. I jumped out from under the desk, hands raised, begging not to be hurt. A man grabbed my arm and pulled me up. He was wearing a red plaid shirt, jeans, and a red-black cap. He said, "It's okay. I'm just hiding down here too." He asked me what was happening upstairs. I whispered that I wasn't sure, and then asked who he was. He hesitated for a second before saying he'd come to pick up his son when a teacher told him to hide. It didn't sit right with me. I glanced at my phone and finally checked the text from Dave. It read, "Dude, this is F*** in crazy. Some guy with a gun shot Mr. Buckley. He's wearing a red shirt and hat. Whatever you do, don't come upstairs." I looked up from my phone and locked eyes with the man. He seemed to realize I knew. I didn't wait, I bolted for the stairs. A gunshot rang out behind me, echoing through the basement. I heard the bullet ricochet off something metal. Thank God it missed. I made it upstairs, and the police were already at every exit, including the basement. They caught the guy the second he opened the door.